Alright guys, bit of a weekly update. Just been down at the garage, so I'm going to give a bit of positive and a bit of negative. The garage, can't remember the name of it. I'll actually put a link in the bottom here below. The garage itself is very, very good, and I've got to admit they didn't overcharge. There's the first thing. I got 5 punctures in my tyre, my parked tyre. Now the reason I say that the parked tyre is the curbside is I know where the punctures come from. There's 5 nails in it, the little bits of nails where people basically been fixing this cable to the wall. Because I don't know if you follow my Instagram, you'd have seen I mentioned about fibre optic being installed. And I thought it was the guys coming to fit mine, but it was actually Go Fibra put another box up. So I've got 2 main boxes, and I'm still waiting for the connection to the actual house. But the point is, the Go Fibra guy outside our apartment, basically you could see all the crap he'd left, because where he's cut the cables back and everything, he just left it all on the street. Well, obviously the nails that he's done the cable clips to the wall with, guess where they ended up? They've ended up in my tyre. So that's a good one, Go Fibra. Is a dust panning brush really that much more than the well, obviously a couple of euros is more expensive if they actually paid for it instead of the damage they just caused to my tyre. But on the positive note, the garage, when they took it off, because I thought it was only 2, and they found it very odd, because I went to Argy first yesterday, but because they were close to the edge, they said they couldn't actually do that repair, because they needed they couldn't repair it because they need a different type of repair that they don't do there, so they recommended this other garage. So I went there today, and basically they turned around and says, oh, and I was like, oh, I've got 2 repairs. No, there's 5. But on top of that, they said, well, you know, the initial repair be about 10 euros, but they said, well, there's 5 repairs on this. Could be 20 euros. But when they finish, come back and say, no, it's all right, it's only 10 euros. But, you know, obviously some of these hadn't gone all the way through by the sounds of it, or because I'm actually getting my brake pads done there this afternoon, because my back brake pads, getting those fitted. It's 90 euros for the set, which I think is not too bad these days. So all in about 100 euros. I can't really complain. You know, tyre repaired, new new pads on the back. One of the things I want to say though with the Astra, because normally I found cables get a bit stretched, you know, your handbrake cable, and this one was getting higher and higher. And what it is they've been worn unevenly on the back. So I asked them to have a look since I got the tyre off anyway, and the guy said, look, you can see they're not even. He says, you can't change one brake pad. I'm like, yeah, I know that. I know that. So get me a price. It ain't too bad, I'll get it done today. So they said, oh, come back at 4 o'clock. Now, one of the good things I will say about this garage is, I mean, April had a quick look at them yesterday and had a good review on Google. And I'm going to put a review there myself because I'm really happy with the service, but also they're helpful. You know, it's nice when you actually get people that are helpful in the garage. But on top of that, they turned around and, like I said, they didn't go. They said it could cost 20 euros for the repairs. Yet then they charged it 10. I wouldn't have been any the wiser, would I? So I was quite happy with that. Because I'm used to going into a garage and thinking, all right, how many hundreds is this going to cost me here? Because it seems to be that way here too often. But I will say the ones I've had a problem with haven't been, well, the Spanish guy in La Mata, I wouldn't touch that garage with a barge pole, but every other garage hasn't been Spanish. They've been people from other countries. I'll just leave it broad like that. But they haven't been British garages. And Andy Oxley up at Catral's pretty good. It's just it's a bit far for me to go up there. But other places, I've found that, you know, they're charging enough, but they're not actually doing the job properly. So like I said, a bit of positive on the side that this garage is good. I'm going to give them a review, but also I'll put the link below so other people know where they are. And on top of that, Go Fibra, why don't you clean up after yourselves? it's not hard. I mean, if you clip a couple of cables, just pick up the bits of plastic. It's not hard. If you're putting cables into the wall and need some holders, take out all the bloody grommet bits, because they've all ended up in my tyre. Not hard, is it? But somebody, you know, the funny thing is, yesterday I was talking to somebody about this, and April brought it up. The electricians, when they do the repairs in the houses, don't clean up. And I'm like, what do you mean they don't clean up? It's like, in the UK, I learned that before I was 16. You know, when you first start as a junior apprentice, first things you do, tea, coffee, and learn how to use a broom, because that's one of the main things that annoy people like me. I'm annoyed now because this parking space in front of me, this guy's left all the crap. In fact, we can have a look at where it would have been. But yeah, like I said, I'm happy with the garage. They didn't let me down. And if they can do the computer on this thing next, that'll be good. Obby's in the back. But I just wanted to show you, because what we've got at the moment, they've added a second box, you see. That's the Go Fibra box up there, next to the TBT one. There's still some bits here, but all this was actually covered. Well, you can see them. They swept them into the street. Well, that's why you'll get them in your tyre. Yeah, not impressed at all. Not impressed at all. For the amount of effort it takes just to tidy up after yourself. Annoying. So I'll just have to let the neighbours know, be careful parking here, because there's some nails under there. What else have been going on? With the bar and restaurant, I think we'll cover that in another video in a minute. But I'm just going to help Ubby, because he's just got some window screens, so we'll put them on the back, because we're off to Madrid for Monday. So I'll catch up with you later. Thanks for watching.